Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about lookup function, specifically Vlookup function. Let's look at the data. Well, Corsa Realty is a company that buys properties and flip them, and they sell them and they make a profit. Lately, they have a little problem with the cash flow, so they want to discount their properties and sell them as soon as possible. The corporate office sent us this data, and they're asking us to discount the property based on the days that they are on the market. So if any property was on the market between 0 day to 50 day, they're going to be discounted by 2%. If they were on the market between 50 to 75, they're going to get 5% discount. 75 to 100, 7%. 100 to 150, 8%, and 150 and above, they're going to get a 10% discount. So how are we going to calculate this? This is a great candidate for Vlookup. Let's actually do this. I'm going to actually come into this cell, and I know that I have to use the Vlookup function. Now, the Vlookup is going to say, see this value, and find where this does land in here and what kind of discount it's going to get. Now, the way it works is this. If I use Vlookup with 90 days on the market, it's going to come in and it's going to be before 100 and after 75. So it's going to be 7%. For the next 106 days, it's going to be between 100 and 150. So it's going to be 8%. Now, let's construct our Vlookup. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can go to formula and then use lookup and references and then do Vlookup. And that's okay. That's one way of doing it. The way I prefer to do it is this. Go to my formula bar once I'm in that cell, or I can type in here or come to the formula bar. And just like any other function or calculation in Excel, you need to use equal sign. I know I'm going to be using the Vlookup function, so I'm going to tell it Vlookup, oops. And then I'm going to put the parentheses. Once I've done that, I'm going to click on Insert Function, and I'm going to get this window. I love this because it's going to tell me what argument I have to put in my Vlookup. Notice 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments. By the way, lookup value, table array, column index numbers are bold. What that means, you know that already. So that means these are required field. But range lookup, in certain cases, you can leave it blank. Now, if you're new to any kind of function, when you bring in this windows up, you can actually read about what is it that this function does. Not only that, when you select a field, it's going to tell you what that field needs or what a definition of that field. Table array, column index, and range lookup. So the lookup value for me in here is going to be, let's actually read it. Lookup value is the value to be found in the first column of the table and can be a value, a reference, or a text string. In here, when they're talking about a table, they're talking about the table that the data is in. So, but the value that we want to find in this table is really this. The table array is from here. I'm going to select the data in the table. Now, I'm going to make sure that when I look up a function down, my table is not going to move. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the absolute referencing for my table. So with my cursor in C17, you can put it in front, in the back, in the middle, or in the back, right? And hit F4. Notice what's happened. It puts a $ in front of C and $ in front of 17. So that means C17 is going to be always constant. C is not going to change, so it's not going to become D if I move my lookup this way, or 17 is not going to change if I bring my lookup down. It's going to be always C17, not C18. I'm going to do the same thing with D21. I'm going to put my cursor on D21 and I'm going to hit F4, the function key. Okay, I'm good there. Now, let's see the column index. Is the column number in the table array which the matching value should be returned. So it's going to be the second column. Remember, my table array is from here to here. This is the first column. This is my second column. So I'm going to put 2 in here. Now, for lookup range, because I don't want the exact match, I don't need to put false. I can put true. But if it is true, I can also omit it and leave this blank. And that's what I'm going to do. By the way, I want you to notice something. In here, because lookup value is referencing C5, which is 90, the value is going to show up in here. And once the lookup function does its job, it's going to return 0.07. And that's 7%. Now let's look at to see if this is correct. Yeah, 90 is going to be before 100, between 75 and 100. So it is 7%. Very good. So I'm okay. I'm going to say okay. And this is it. Now I'm going to copy my the content of this cell down, and my VLOOKUP is going to be copied down. Notice what's going to happen. These cells are not going to change, right? C17 and D21 is constant in all of them. But those cells that I didn't use the referencing or absolute referencing going to change. This is constant, so that's not going to change. But look at this, C5. The next one is C6. The next one, obviously, is going to be C7. Because I did not use the absolute referencing. And because it's going down, the number of rows is going to change. If I was copying it this way, and let's do this. This is not going to make that much sense, but let's look at it. It's going to go to D5. And here is C5 because I went to the right. It's going to take that 2 and make that, instead of C5, it's going to do D5. Let me actually delete this. So for the values that you don't want to be changed at all when you copying and pasting your formula, or if you are pasting down or to the left or to the right, use absolute referencing. Okay, so I'm good. Now let's double check our numbers, right? You know what? In here is the percentage, and in here is the same, but it's not really percentage. Why don't I change that to show percentage only, right? I gotta look. Let's look at this. I'm going to go to home, and in here I'm going to click on this. Okay, good. Let's double check to see my data is correct. Yeah, 90 days. We already checked that. It's before 100, so it's going to be between this range is going to be 7%. I'm good. 106 is going to be between this range is 8%. I'm good. Now let's look at that 214 because it's above 150, and that's going to be 10%. Okay, good. So let me change that back to that format that it was. But the thing is that I want you to notice this is the rate of reduction or the discount, right? I want to know the discount amount. So what do I have to do? I have to multiply the rate, the reduction or the discount rate, by the list price. So what that means, I have to multiply this by the list price. So when E5 is selected, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to say multiply, the asterisk is for multiplication, you know that already, by the list price. Notice again, this is referencing a cell. It's not an absolute referencing because I want to copy this down and I want this D5 to become D6, D7, and so on and so forth. Okay, good. So I'm just going to say enter or hit the enter key. Now, this is the amount of discount. So on the list price of $355,000, I'm going to get a $24,850 discount. That's not that bad. Hopefully, we're going to be able to sell this house as soon as possible. Now, the next move is to copy this formula down. And that's it. These are the discount amounts now, something else that I want to show you is that quick analysis that you have to do on one of your homeworks. Let's actually highlight this area. And then this is the quick analysis, right? Let me click on it. Notice in here, you can do many things in here. Formatting, chart. So you can actually create a data bar, coloring, right? And other things that we're going to kind of look at these later on. Charts. You can create charts really fast, right? But what I want at this point is go into total and then use this. So it's going to give me the total of these two columns. I'm going to just click on it, right? Now, what is this? Why am I seeing these? Because I don't have enough room to show the data in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually expand it a little bit, right? Now, this is really the sum of this area. And this is the sum of this column. This was showing you how to use the quick analysis and the VLOOKUP. Thank you for watching my video.